Okay, it's just hit 1 o'clock here at Melbourne, so that means we'll start today's webinar. So I just want to thank everyone for coming in for the future of entity management and AI assistance and smart reports. My name is Andre Jones. I'm a product education specialist here at BGL, and I'm going to be the host of today's webinar. So we'll get started. So today I'm going to show you features specifically available in Simple Fund 360 and Simple Invest 360. Now, we also do two other products. The first being CAS 360, our corporate compliance product, and our other one is Smart Docs 360, our paper to data AI solution. Bit of housekeeping. So if you've attended any of the webinars this week, you'll know that all of these webinars are being recorded. Now, if you have registered for a webinar, you will receive an email with a link to the recording. Now, there's a couple of questions of when will I receive this recording via email. Now, our marketing team is currently working on it, so I would expect sometime early next week. So if anyone has any questions about when you receive it, it'll be sometime early next week. Now, there's a few of us here today, so if anyone has any questions for me throughout today's session, down below in the Q&A panel, there is a Q&A box, so you can put in any questions. Now, if you have any questions about that I might not get it, what you will do is, sorry, if you have any questions that I can't get to, what will happen is that I have some colleagues with me from my training team, and they'll be able to answer some questions. Now, I'll be doing a bit of a live demo about Roni AI, so if anyone has any prompts that you'd like for me to test out, feel free to put them into the chat. If we go to next. All right, so we have a bit of a timetable for the education week. So good news is that we're over the hump. So if you'd like to have a watch of any of the previous webinars that you might not have registered to, they will also be available on BGL's YouTube channel. But today we had our tax automation with Penny, but today, this session and the next one is going to be talking about our new Roni AI. Now, tomorrow we're going to have a look about a bit of our BGLD. So if you would like to learn more about the Know Your Client legislation and our solution, I would recommend registering to those webinars. And I'll get one of my colleagues to put a link into the chat where you can register for the future ones. Okay, so what are we going to do today? We're going to have a bit of an introduction to Roni AI in Simple Fund and Simple Invest. We'll also have a look at smart reports and how to use them. At the end of the session, there will be a time for questions, but if you have any questions at any point in time, feel free to put them in. All right, bit of an intro and background. So what is Roni AI? So it is powered by OpenAI. So that gives us access to the superior numerical and math abilities, as well as a flexible integration. So what does that mean for users? Now, it means that anytime that you put in a prompt, it's going to give you a comprehensive answer as well as a quick one. So there's no point putting a prompt in where it's going to take ages to load as well as being an incorrect answer. So integrating with OpenAI gives us the best use. Now, Roni AI is fully integrated into Simple Fund 360 and Simple Invest 360. So it is currently available to use in all of your licenses. So everyone here that has Simple Fund 360 or Simple Invest will have access to Roni AI's assistant bots today. Now, it's also been enhanced with BGL Smart Docs technology. So this is to improve its PDF understanding. Now, what it means is that what we've done is basically we've got the powers of ChatGPT and we've incorporated our own BGL Smart Docs technology so we can get the full picture of benefits of Simple Fund 360 and Simple Invest and put them into one product, that being Roni AI. So currently we have 6 assistants within Roni AI that is available to be used. So first two is ATO assistant, BGL assistant. I won't talk about them all, but I will say that every assistant has its own feature. So if you're asking a tax question, you use the ATO assistant, but you might not want to ask the financial analysis assistant. So make sure that if you're going to put a prompt in, select the assistant that is the most relevant to your prompt. So currently we do have six. Now these are all in beta, but everyone has access to them. So there's more to come. But I will say that if anyone has any feedback about the AI assistants, make sure to leave your thoughts into your license. That's the best way for our product team to understand what we're missing or perhaps it's things that you like. And so we have an idea about what to focus in the next month or two. All right. That being said, I'm going to go into the software now. All right. So I'm currently in this Miss Family Superannuation Fund. But if I logged into the Simple Fund, first thing what you always need to do to access your report or your Roni AI is to select a fund. So I'll select the Smith Family Superannuation Fund. Now on your top right, there's going to be next to the help, there's going to be a mustache. So you're going to select the mustache and it's going to show us the AI assistant panel. So located on your top left is going to be all of your assistants. So we currently have six. So you can select to change the current assistant that you're in. Below is going to have your chat history. So you guys are going to have a bit of an idea about what I'm going to put in. Now on your top right, you can also change your assistant by selecting the top down arrow. So I might just go to the BGL assistant. What you'll see is that all AI assistants, or all Roni AI assistants, that is, all have the same page. So that page will give a quick, brief overview of what this specific assistant does. So you can see I'm currently in the BGL assistant. So it says that this is a lightweight entity-specific assistant. Will give you a bit of a capabilities and any important information of any limitations as well. But again, all of these assistants are currently in AI, which be mentioned down here. So our first AI assistant that we're going to trial today is going to be our ATO assistant. So our ATO assistant is designed to look only in the ATO articles. It's not meant to look at anything else. So why would you use this compared to Googling your answer? So what you might want to do is Google, for example, how do I transfer super into my spouse's super fund? If you were to Google that, what what might happen is that you might have Google might suggest websites that are not ATO websites. They might be specific, maybe some tax accountants, or could be completely unrelated, could be overseas. So it could be they might be thinking that you're trying to transfer super into your UK spouse's wife. So what with the ATO assistant does is that it's only going to look through the ATO articles. So just to make sure that it's going to give you a clear and precise answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select changes to SMSF contribution caps, and it's going to have a look through the ATO articles to give me a clear answer. It might take a moment or two. Shouldn't take too long. But if anyone has any questions they'd like to put in, it might be a good time to have some quick answers. But here you can see that it gives me the answer. Now, I won't read out the answer, but I will show that what it does is it also links the source. So you can see where it's getting this information from. You can see it's from the ATO article, just so that you can cross-reference if it's correct or not. Now below, once it gives you an answer, it will also give you a bit of a prompt for your next steps. So what you can ask it is, maybe what happens if I exceed these contribution caps? I'm going to select that one, and it's going to provide me an answer. So you can see it's got to provides me a bit of an answer about what would happen if I exceeded it. Now down below, you can see after each answer, you can copy it, you can generate suggested prompts, which it already has, but it also you can give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. Now that just lets the team know if this AI model is working. So I might give it a thank you, Ronnie, give it a bit of feedback. So it's really important to make sure that if it is missing the mark, let us know so we can fix it. So our next one is going to be our BGL assistant, which we're going to have a look into. So we're going to, on the top left, just changing it. So BGL assistant bot is designed to be your fund or entity specific assistant. So what it's going to do is going to look into your entity specifically and extract data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to show me the details of this SMSF and generate a PDF, see how it goes. So it's given us a bit of an answer. So you can see here that it gathered the information from the fund relationship screen, as well as a few other screens as well. Gives us a bit of a detail. So there is 6 members in this fund. So it's good to see that it's got it all, as well as information about the trust deed as well. So it's really good. Now, next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my trust, the Carter Family Trust. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to upload a photo. So I'm going to quickly just go to my PowerPoint. So this is just something I drew up this morning. So just thinking about journaling out my thoughts about my next step about this trust. So in this scenario, the Carter Family Trust is going to distribute $100,000 worth of income to its 2 beneficiaries, Dan and Ava. So Dan Carter is going to get 80,000 and Ava is going to get 20,000. So what I can do is I'm just going to copy this. So copy the image, go back to Simple Invest. Again, just go to my mustache. Already in BGL Assistant. Just going to copy in the image. And I'll ask it to list out steps that I need to follow. So you can see here it's analyzed the photo and it's given me the steps I need to follow. So first step is to review the trust deed, confirm beneficiary details, calculate the distribution amounts. So this is all stuff I need to do outside of Simple Invest, just things I can do before I start actioning it. So down below, I can have a look to see what are further options. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put into the notes. So just going to what this is going to do, it's going to put it right in the trust dashboard. And once it works, just give it a moment. But while it is loading, I might answer this question. The question is the bot response saved anywhere in case audit questions so we get certain information? Now, that's a good question. It is going to be saved within your chat history. So your chat history is located on your left-hand side. So it's put into the details. Ooh, just need to refresh it. And there you go. It puts us the notes in based on the information. So this is just quite a handy thing to have. So that way, if you've got notes, perhaps again for the previous question, uh, maybe you want to put your questions and answers within your notes just in case you get audited. I'm going to go back into my SMSF and I'm going to keep on going. So our next one is our global investments. So this one, so anytime that you see a bot with the word global, what that means is that Roni AI, this assistant, is going to look through all of your entities within your licenses to provide an answer. So if it doesn't have global, it just means it's going to be either entity specific or ATA specific. So you can see here what the data is available and its limitations. So with this one here, you can see that it's only the end of month snapshots. So I'll just show me recent data limitations. So what that means is that at the end of the last day of the month, this bot is going to sync up with your fund or with your license. So if you add any, let's just say, cryptocurrency accounts and you're trying to use it within the same month, it may miss it. Just because it means that you can see here that this bot will only show me data as of the 30th of September. So if any time that I've added any investment accounts in October, it's going to miss it. So just something to be aware of. But what you can do is ask it to list out all of the entities that hold cryptocurrency and put it in a CSV form. The next one is our financial analysis assistant. Now, I will skip over this one just for now because we'll go into smart reports, and this is directly linked into smart reports. So I'll ask it a couple questions in that section. Our next one is our global analytics assistant. So again, what we can do is we can ask it to show member balance reports for all the 25 financial years. Now, I don't think I have any funds in the 25 financial year. So what I'm going to do is ask it to list all SmartDocs emails for all entities. Just take a moment or two. That's all right. It was working a little bit before. Yeah, it might be just something in the training database that's causing it to hiccup, but that's okay. So our last one is Division 296 tax estimation. So what we've done is that with the new proposed tax Division 296, we created a tax bot that is going to estimate all of the members that might have a tax liability in the future financial years, just so that we're a bit proactive and we can help you plan. Now, what's happened in the last week or so is that the tax has been altered, or the proposed tax has been altered. I don't believe we've entered in the new altercations or the new details based on the new proposal, but this will probably be updated in the next week or so, just so that it is consistent. But what I can just do is show you what it will look like. So down below, you'll have two options to calculate Division 296. You can actually ask it as well, but I'll just ask it to project a 5-year scenario with 5% growth. So depending on what your fund is like, it may have a different changes. Now, while it waits and tries to answer my question, I'll answer some of your questions. So if you don't have Simple Invest, Yang, you can ask the exact same question in Simple Fund 360. So anything that I've asked today is available in Simple Fund and Simple Invest. Now, you might not want to use Simple Invest for your Division 296 tax estimation, but everything else would work perfectly fine. So I see another one's asked, are the changes law yet? No. So the law is going to commence in the 20s, I believe the next financial, I believe it could be this financial year. You might have to check. Fortunately, it's quite easy, quite easy to tell, but uh, you will just have to look up the financial year. Because this is a bit of a complex question, it is going to take a little bit of time. Uh, just refresh, browse. Oh, there we go. So you can see it is a bit of a big question. So with this fund, I created a member that would trigger the Division 296 tax. You can see here that you, it's going to give me an estimation over a 5-year period. So John Smith is one that's going to trigger it. And you can see that they're going to have calculations only for John Smith, and it'll show me the projected 296 tax. So Christina Smith won't get it as well. Her total tax is below. So you can does it for each member, but there's only one. It gives me a bit of advice about the next steps. All right. So that's Roni AI, the assistants in this box. What we're going to do now is going to switch to the smart reports. So I'm going to go to reports and go to smart reports. Now, if you're using the new menu, it will be under review. Okay, so with smart reports, we have different reports available here. Now, the question is, what's the difference between the smart reports and the traditional reports in the report screen located in this screen here? So this one's what will happen is if you generate it, it's going to either generate as a PDF, a Word, or an Excel, depending on what document or report that you're exporting. But with the smart reports, the whole idea is to be more interactive. So here with the trial balance, what I can do is I can hover over an account. And if I hover over it to the far right hand side, I can select the general ledger for this. So I can have a look. If I feel like I'm missing a transaction, I can add a transaction. It takes me directly to the transaction screen where I can enter in any information. Going back, what I could also do, if I select a specific account, I can go and then I can add a document. Now, if I add a document while selecting it, it works as a bit of a pre-work papers report. So if I add a document into here, it's going to go directly to the document screen. But because I've selected a certain account, it's going to be coded or categorized with the relevant folder, and that's going to flow into your work papers folder. So that's just something to be aware of. So if you upload it here, so I've selected the 23900 Macquarie Group. If I add a document here, uploaded a document, it's going to flow to that relevant folder in the work papers. Now, what I could also do, I can select up to multiple. So So here, this is the control account, the control account's name, and the sub account is below, which is the accounts that make up of the control account. And I can export these common ones to the general ledger and generate a report, which I won't do. The next screen that we have is the general ledger screen. So this is a relatively new one, hence the word new. So we receive client feedback saying that they would like a general ledger interactive report. So again, it's quite similar to the trial balance in the sense that I can go in. So I might have two monitors or have one monitor on this general ledger screen, and I can have a comparison report or perhaps something where I can compare it to, and I can go and select a transaction, make sure that it is good. And I can make any edits through here. So it's really quick and really easy to adjust any issues. Okay. Next one is our statement of financial position. So you can see, I'll just talk about how we have different reporting periods as well as comparative periods. So the default is 1 year or one period, but I can choose up to 4 different periods. Now, this doesn't mean you can have 4 different years. Um, what you could do as well is change the reporting period. So if I choose to have, instead of financial years, I might just want to have the previous quarters. And that way you'll have the different periods. Now, one thing to note is that this fund is currently in the 24 financial year. If you do the quarters, it will go based on the current quarter that we are in. Okay. I'm going to go back to our current. Now, in the statement of financial position as well, you can see that there is a drop arrow. So this is our control account, real estates. If I select the down arrow, it will show us our sub accounts, which is the properties that make up the control account. Now, if I want to do it for all of these accounts, all I need to do is select detailed view as well. The next one is our operating statement. So in our operating statement, what you can see here, I might change the comparative period just to be 1, make it a bit easier. It gives us a bit of information, but as you saw, we have our AI assistant. So that directly goes to the financial analysis assistant, something which we skipped over before, but this is available here. Now, what we can do is we can ask it to analyze the current financial year. Now, while that's taking some time to load, I'll just answer a question. I can't see smart reports on my reports tab. That might mean that you're in the new screen. So if you go to your review tab, it should be there. Another question, which is a good question, will this be available in CAS 360? Yes, we are working on it. In the next webinar later on today, we'll have Rocco, who's the host, will show the new Roni AI within CAS 360. So that would be nice to see. So we can see that financial analysis assistant has worked. You can have a look to see, gives us a bit of an overview as well. Now, based on that, what we can do, I'm going to ask it to provide a chart. So if I go to, so what you can also do with all of your AI assistants is ask it to make a chart based off the information. So just because we have those data doesn't mean we're not going to, we can use it for a lot of other things as well. So you can see here, gives us a bit of a visual. Now, if you're speaking to your clients, you might want to have diagrams just to help express your point, and using Roni AI gives you a really easy way of getting it. Now, you can ask it to make a pie chart as well, but I'll just keep on going. So our next one is the statement of cash flows. So the statement of cash flows will show us the ins and outs of the cash, but the unique feature about this, if I go to the analytics, it shows us the bank balance information. So something to be noticed about this one. So if you go into this screen, so statement of cash flows, analytics, this is going to be based on the current financial year. So this current financial year, which is the 26th financial year. So you can see here that we've got no information about any cash in or cash out. So perhaps if you have a bank feed, this will automatically fulfill. Now, another unique feature here is that you have the minimum and max. So if I put a minimum limit of the bank, I can select, I'm going to put 100,000. And we're going to have a max limit of 50,000. So we are going to exceed this. What will happen is that if you select this, this will create a workflow job and it will happen overnight. And this will let you know if the bank is over or under your max limit. So this is a really helpful way just to make sure that you can be on top of your client's bank account information or bank balance information without checking every day. Then on your right-hand side, we have the projected minimum payments for the 26 financial year, not the 24 financial year. Yeah, I can understand that might be a bit confusing. And I'm sure if you have any feedback, again, feel free just to provide a little bit of feedback down here. All right, our last one is our account view for today. So the account view will show us all the balances of all of our accounts. Now, not a lot of clients are aware that you can actually get this information from any screen that you're in. So if I go to, let's just say, go to the fund dashboard, I'm going to go to the account view, top X, right at the top, and it takes me there automatically. So there's a couple of different ways to get there. And if I go to the 242 contributions, it shows me what it's made up of as well. But that brings us to the conclusion of today's webinar. So 3 dot points maybe I'd like you to walk away with is at least try one Roni AI assistant. Just have a go with one. Maybe try one a day just so that you have a feel about what's going on. But also have a reflection of what area do you think you can improve your automation while processing entities. So have a think about what area you can use it so that you can either use Roni AI or smart reports to help you automate anything that needs to. Next step is set up a bank limit notification. So go have a look at maybe one that you're working with, put a bank limit on just so that you have an idea and have an idea about what features are available for you today.